Hey, and welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about NSPR, uh, so InspireMD incorporations. I did talk about this one before around this region, and we've seen a really nice girl. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the current stock and the movement in the near future. So just as a disclaimer, I do have a few positions in the stock, and I did sell and buy a few times, but I do have still a current active position for the stock. So taking a quick look into different things, we can see that 10 SMA and 30 EMA, due to an offering somewhere around here, did cross, and so we need to look a little bit into a closer view. The MACD looks like it's increasing in terms of the positive response, and might see a positive MACD, and that could be a really good news to increasing this price for the stock. Now, going to the momentum, we can see that the momentum is still considered at a good pullback level after it's seen a little bit of a drop from the day before. In terms of the William percent R, we can see that the stock is still considered at an oversold situation, which is a good news for us. Now, in terms of the unbalanced volume, we need to look a little bit closer because there's not much change that we can see from this point of view. But we can see that the stock has been decreased from at least where the jump has been gone. Now, going to the 5 days, 1 day view, or actually we can just do the 1 month, 1 hour. Okay, just a quick note. I'll just do the 5 day instead. Okay, so around here, we're going to be looking at the MACD. We can see that it went negative for a point, and then it did cross, and the blue became again above the red, and that was a good pullback move. Now we can see that the stock has consolidated quite a bit considered in the last 5 days, and so there's a good amount of consolidation happening for the stock, and that's good news for us since that comes in a little bit more of an easier movement, especially with a lower flow. We can see that the stock 10 SMA is a little bit below the 30 EMA. However, the stock is in a trading action zone, which is between the 10 SMA and the 30 EMA, 30 EMA, and can be a sign of a good reversal. Now, when we're looking at the 200 SMA, the stock is trading below the 200 SMA and currently below the 50 SMA, which is a good sign for us where there is a high possibility for it to run. Now, in terms of the current supports, we saw during the day a really good support at 0.47 and a pivot point that happened around 0.48. And the current resistance facing the stock is around 0.50 and again 0.51. Once it crosses that, a movement upwards can be very easy. Now, we're going to be looking at the moving average for the stock. We can see the moving average is a little bit too high for the stock. So what I mean a little bit too high, which means good news for us because it needs to get pulled back to this moving average. So it has gone onto what we consider the previous pop as a good chance for there, where it actually did trade in a trading action zone, and it did as well get a move to the moving averages, but the stock would need still a little bit more of a pull up. Now, in terms of the trend line, what I did was I put in the trend line. This was a bit of a news here, so I did try to factor the news and the offering into this one, and I tried to move the trend line towards the previous here, and I ended up just offsetting it down. So currently, it did not really currently break that trend line if we were to consider the same slope going in from the offering. So that's a little bit good news for me. And what I consider this is a candle star for a hammer, which is a good sign for me. So just a little bit disclaimer, I do have positions for this stock. I did buy it the first time around, I think the average 0.404, and it did sell around almost 0.80, and I did buy it, and I did a little bit off, shorted it at 0.599 after having a good average. I believe it was around 0.58 average, and then my current average right now is around 0.48, 0.49, with a good position in it. And I did sell a little bit today. It just barely partially filled, but I'm planning to buy tomorrow morning. So now let's take a quick look into a little bit of the news behind the stock. So first things first, I'm going to go back to this later. There was a little bit of news here. So this company has been a little bit slow in terms of PR, and it needs a PR push. So the first thing they did today was they posted on Twitter regarding their current event happening on June 25th at 4 o'clock about CGuard. CGuard here is one of their actual current products that that they're working on. It's for carotid arteries, and is a good. They have had good breakouts into it. So looking into here, they have a trial happening for the same product that was posted on June 16th, but not a lot of people noticed it, and there was not a PR on it. So I'm waiting for this here to do something in terms of that. The trial is considerably new, but what I'm thinking is, since the last SES thing going on with Portney, perhaps the company is waiting just a little bit to release a PR. But I expect at least a PR from here to at least the 25th, talking regarding about their FDA approval for the resubmissions that happened in around May. So looking as well into their presentation, I believe this is a solid company, but it still has a little bit of potential to submit a bit more PRs to increase the stock price. Now, this has just been my opinion. Make sure to do your own DD. If you have any questions, make sure to send them below, or you can send them to me on private messages. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share if you like this video. Have a good day.